Yeah! We got a special episode tonight on the Rising. We are talking about Yellowstone Season 5 releasing on November 13th, Sunday evening. So excited. Paramount Plus is rocking it. Taylor Sheridan is one of the best director-writers that we have right now, creating episodics for television. And Kevin Costner playing the lead. If you have not seen this show, highly recommend binge watch as much as you can. This is such a fabulous experience on television. Season 4's finale from Yellowstone last season was the #1 watched episode since 2017. It broke the records. You can tell I've gotten bit by the bug. And to be honest with you, I had not followed Yellowstone when it originally released, which is something that many viewers that have really gotten on this bandwagon have experienced. I ended up binge watching. I was turned on to it last year, and I started with season 1, and I was captivated. I was mesmerized, and I binge watched through 4 seasons in a very short period of time, and now I am super stoked for season 5 to release. And I want to talk about a bunch of different things with Yellowstone, but specifically, one of the things that really stands out to me is the immersiveness of this world that Taylor Sheridan has created in Yellowstone and in the spin-offs. He put so much thought and intentionality. There's so much realism to what they're doing that you feel transported into this world, into these characters. The characters are fascinating. John Dutton is a wonderful character played by Kevin Costner, and his whole family and the dilemma and what they're doing to fight for what they believe in and to protect their family and their history and their tradition from all of the surrounding opponents that basically want to undermine that. So the show is a very honest show, and it also deals with radical conflict, which we could talk about, but just I'm on for the ride. One of the fascinating things to observe about Yellowstone is how over the course of its 4 seasons, it has just increased wildly in its popularity, making it the #1 most popular watch show on TV since 2017. And in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Kevin Costner was actually talking about this because in season 1, they noticed that a lot of their fan base was actually more of a grassroots kind of fan base. The people that were really interested in the show early on really appreciated how immersive and how authentic so much of the ranching and what it was to actually be a cowboy. And they followed the show because there were just so many things being celebrated in the show. Kevin Costner himself admits how hard it is to actually make a Western. And that's why we don't see as many Westerns successfully made for television. Yeah, you can have your shootouts, he says, and you can have kind of these really cool epic moments, but that's not what makes a great Western. What makes a great Western is just getting down and dirty into the real life of ranchers, into the real life of as they described, it's like being a parent to all of these different animals, being a parent and parenting these creatures. And so anyway, Westerns are hard to come by, but the original audience was definitely fascinated with the show. And then it just kept growing in its popularity to now season 4, it's off the charts. So he was asked in this interview, does he do it because of how popular it is? And he had this amazing thing to say that I wanted to share. He said, "It's easy to be popular. It's harder to be relevant." He said, we can't discount our work just because it isn't popular. Kevin says, if this show wasn't popular, I would still feel the way about the work and the show and what has gone on in this. He said, money seems to be the God that everyone seems to be praying to in the theatrical business. But if you wake up and you judge your life based on what happened on some result, then you're just going to find yourself trying to jump on every ship that pleases. And it was so powerful to hear him say that he said, regardless of how popular it's become, he would be so proud of being a part of this and want to continue being a part of this because of how relevant and how honest he feels that it is. Obviously, he talks about the family being Murder Incorporated, and they don't want to advocate for murder and violence in the world, but that also makes for great drama. There is something so authentic, and the stuff that the show is trying to deal with, it makes this a piece of art that's worth being proud of and worth being it's worth celebrating, regardless of what popularity it achieves. Hey there, partner. While you're here, especially if you like Yellowstone and you like these clips, why don't you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And we'll see you on the other side. Yeah!